Hello everybody and welcome back to another anti-MLM video. I'm Christine, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to MLM Top Fails number 35, Vacation Edition. Well, at least it is for me. Maybe you're on vacation as well, but by the time you see this video, I'm on a family vacation for 2 weeks. What I consider a very well-deserved break because it's a lot at the moment. The month of May was really insanity in every way possible, in the best and in the worst ways possible as well. And I'm looking forward to a break. Now, is it really a break if you travel with 2 children, with a toddler and a 1-year-old? Probably not. But I'm excited. I'm excited to spend time with the family and just to take a little bit of time off. I also had to cat sit my niece's cats at her place. It's also something where I just try to keep everything together while working from somewhere else, but it was worth it. The cats, the boys, they were the cutest. They were happy. They were thriving. One of them is not doing well when he has to go into the carrier box, and we spared him that this time, and he was the happiest boy from the get-go. Normally it takes him a couple of days to warm up to me, but he was happy from the very beginning, and that also made me very happy. And then on top of that, I'm also, of course, filming and pre-filming videos for the time when I'm on vacation. So that's a friendly reminder to yourself as well to create certain islands in your workload and in your daily structure to just take a deep breath and take some time off if you can. Grab a coffee, go for a walk, spend time with people who matter, whatever it is, whatever brings you through the day. If you're also currently going through a patch that is rough at the moment, hopefully that time will go away and hopefully it will be more smooth sailing afterwards. That's also a reminder to myself, since I'm now on vacation, smooth sailing hopefully, and on a really relaxing trip. MLM Top Fails number 35. That's the topic of this video. I have 5 pieces of content I wanted to show you and discuss with you, and we're going to get started right away with Make Wellness, a Make Wellness distributor, and what this individual has to say about market saturation. I heard this today and had to reshare. I can't. The industry is oversaturated now. You know what's oversaturated? Your thinking. Caption for my thoughts. This is a Make Wellness distributor, somebody who is in network marketing, and the person reposted a reply to somebody saying, hey, I cannot do network marketing because network marketing is overly saturated. And that was this person's reply, because it's not the industry, it's your thinking. You are overly saturated with bad thoughts. And that is something we hear and see a lot in network marketing, where the distributors cannot acknowledge reality. The market is never saturated. Now is always the best time to join. And if you don't see that, it's because of your poor mindset. The industry isn't oversaturated, it is your thinking that makes it seem that way. If you haven't truly given it your all, then you haven't tapped into its full potential. Instead of worrying about what others are doing, focus on what makes you unique and how you can bring something different to the table. Remember, it's not about the competition, it's about how you stand out. That already is a pile of poo, pile of crap, sand, dust. That's what it is. Saturation is not a construct. It is clearly measurable because we have less and less market partners in network marketing companies. We have less revenue in network marketing companies, and we have less commission for the market partners. Is there a correlation, you might ask, between less and less market partners, less revenue and less commission? Almost as if the market partners are the best customers. Market saturation is a real thing. So to pretend that it is not, that network marketing is not overly saturated, that it is your thinking that makes it seem that way, but it's not, then that is simply false. And why? Because this is somebody who is in network marketing. What am I, a snake? This is somebody who is in network marketing. And of course, she needs to make her audience believe that this is still a viable option if you want to make money. You can still recruit people. You can still sell to people in network marketing when realistically the market is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. One of the examples that I, in that case, always have to think about is entering a restaurant or a bus. Is the restaurant overly crowded? That is not mindset. Either all the tables are full and you have to wait for a waiter to get you seated, or a bus, for example, if the bus is full and you cannot enter because there's no space for you, then that is about saturation. Then that building That restaurant, that bus is simply full and you cannot think your way into the bus. Either you push yourself into that one physically, into an obviously crowded bus, or you try to get a seat in a restaurant where all the tables are taken. Maybe you order takeout. Maybe somebody leaves the table and you just push in and you don't want to queue up in order to get a table at some point. There is something like saturation, and network marketing companies are currently experiencing that. And that has nothing to do with you not thinking well. It has to do with a lot of people leaving network marketing more than ever. That's why network marketing companies are struggling. Remember, it's not about the competition, it's about how you stand out. It's about the competition. If you have burned through thousands and thousands of people who don't want to do network marketing anymore, who are leaving this company, who are going to another company, network marketing companies shutting down, more and more people warning about network marketing, then that has to do with your competition. People who swear that they don't ever want to do network marketing again because they were already burned during the pandemic. I do believe that the pandemic played a huge part, the economical situation, anti-MLM, the fact that you have more business opportunities digitally than you ever had before, that all of that contributed to the market saturation, and about the fact that there is so much competition for the little companies and for the little products that are available because so many people were burned through during the pandemic, which artificially pushed the companies for a certain period of time, and now this is the fallout, this is the after effect. Don't miss out on joining forces with me this next season. So it's about you not thinking that network marketing is overly saturated because she needs you on her team this next season, because your overthinking mindset got in the way of the best opportunity out there. You need to make yourself believe that the market is not saturated, that people are not fleeing network marketing companies, not because of you, but because of her, because she needs you. Comment what's next and let's chat. What's next? Probably make wellness. Losing a lot of market partners. Go into another MLM that was designed by former Modare distributors who are disgruntled as well. Another network marketing company that shut down, and they're now opening and starting their own network marketing company. The market is getting more and more competitive and it's getting more and more saturated. Why are MLMs, or more MLMs than ever, shutting down? Why do more and more companies change compensation plans? Because of market saturation. And just because the top people recognize that last doesn't mean that they don't recognize that. And that is why we have posts like this. Top people who are able to build a big enough team to recruit enough people who are still able to profit, they have to tell you that the market saturation isn't a thing, that the market in network marketing is not yet overly saturated because their paychecks drop later. But when they do, when their teams are getting smaller and smaller, when their paychecks are dropping, first, of course, that happens for the people at the bottom, then in the middle. But when they at the top also recognize that, then we have posts like this. Speaking of market saturation, let's take a look at Sarah Hill. She has some wonderful news about Monat, about the business opportunity. And she's not telling you this because Monat is struggling. She's telling you this because this is a great opportunity for you, not for her, and also not for Monat. So let's listen to Sarah, what she has to say.
So through today, the 15th, not only are you getting your big pack of product that you choose, the shampoo and conditioner that you need, you get to kind of build your pack. You don't have to use your social security or your SIN number to sign up as a market partner anymore. If you want to sign up as a market partner, you're not sure you want to do it as a business, maybe you just want to do it for a discount, whatever, you don't have to input that. That's another perk for those of you who have maybe not been sure about wanting to do that because you're not sure if you want to generate income, whatever, that's just another thing. But when you purchase your product pack, you get these 3 products that are...
That story cut off rather abruptly. That's how it was. Monat now offers people the opportunity to sign up as a distributor, as a market partner, without having to give their social security number. Monat is struggling so much right now, because of market saturation, by the way, that they have to try everything to get new market partners in. In this case, this is a new incentive. It's probably sign up through the 15th of April or May, I suspect, that you're able to get 3 products, some sort of deal that Monat always offers. They always have to offer new incentives to new customers or to new market partners. But if you do not want, and that's the essential part of this post from my end, if you do not want to do Monat necessarily as a business, or you're unsure, you can sign up as a market partner without giving your social security number, what you have to give if you want to work. I also lived in the United States for a year, also generated an income during my time there. I also had a social security number. Monat, on the other hand, is so desperate right now that they allow their market partners, like Sarah Hill, to say this publicly on social media. Sign your customers up as a market partner, even for the discount. Market partners get 30%, and that's why this is always this incentive. If you like the products, if you want to get your hands on the products for less, then just become a market partner. Come on in, and then you can see if you want to do this as a business. If you think the products are amazing for you, but they're too pricey, you can also recruit others and you can sell products. And that way you can invest the money back into the products that you love so much. Why not? And I've said this before with other network marketing companies as well. Why not just create a customer program with an equal discount, with 30% discount? It is suspicious. It is oddly suspicious to sign up as a market partner if you only want the products. If you only want that 30% and not just 15%, and of course you have to give your social security number, it does sound like a ripoff. It is like signing up for a free service, but you have, for security reasons, have to give your credit card. Why? If you're free, why do I need to sign up with a credit card? Why do I need to give you my bank statements? I think that is something in that sphere. And in order to calm people in that thing, no, it's not a ripoff, it's not a scam. Now Monat and Monat's backend confirms that you can sign up as a market partner and you do not have to give your tax number or your social security number. You can just sign up as a market partner without giving that information. Now, you might ask, why sign people up as market partners just for products? If you have a customer and you sign them up as a market partner, it is more beneficial. I think it is more beneficial to the upline, to the team, and also to Monat to sign people up at market partners. Number one, because you have a foot in the door. Don't just purchase the products, because if you decide that you might want to sell products as well, you're already a market partner. Maybe then you need to give your social security number. I'm not familiar if that is the case. Or if you're at a point where you have to pay taxes because you're above a certain threshold. Maybe that's the case. But if you're already a market partner, it is easier to get people in and try for them to also start to build their business, sell the overpriced products, and try to recruit people in an oversaturated market. It is easier, I think, to try and convince people to also run Monat as a business once you've already signed them up as a market partner, although they just want to be a customer. And recruitment in itself is more beneficial for a market partner than a customer. If a market partner sells to a customer, that will show up in your personal volume, but a market partner contributes to a lot more. A market partner, according to Monat's compensation plan, can contribute to the active lines that they need to display each and every month to hit their goals. Group volume, DV, downline volume, structure requirements, but it's all about the amazing products, right? And that is why now people can also sign up as market partners officially as a Monat market partner if they just want to get their hands on the products and 30% discount, and you do not have to give your social security number anymore. It's just about the products, right? Sure. Let's talk about Monat. Let's talk about Monat gratitude and this post from somebody in Monat. It also was reposted and was loved and liked and shared by the owner, co-owner, CEO of the company, Ray Ordaneta, because I do believe that's part of his full-time job now, to like nonsensical posts of market partners, because he needs to engage with his people. Otherwise, he's screwed even more. And this is one of the posts that he shared, reshared, liked by somebody posting this. University of Miami, Monat Gratitude Foundation, $2 million. And gratitude is at the center of our company. It is just 1 year. We have given $2 million to nonprofits and communities in need. The connection to the University of Miami has popped up in the past with very, very strange claims from the market partners when Monat came out with their IR Clinical line, which is supposed to be a thickening hair care line, where they claimed that there were studies made in collaboration with the University of Miami, but there are no studies publicly available. I couldn't find these. It looks like Monat Gratitude, so their charitable efforts, their foundation is collaborating also with the University of Miami, and they were able within a year, according to this post, to donate $2 million to nonprofits in communities in need. Maybe they also donate to the University of Miami, and that's why they're allowed to connect themselves or to collaborate with the University of Miami. Maybe Monat believes that this gives them more credibility, but let's take this for face value. Let's say yes, Monat Gratitude within a year donated $2 million to charitable causes. Now, I will not bash that somebody is involved in charitable efforts and has donated $2 million. That in itself is not a bad thing. I think that is good. Charity is wonderful. Being involved in those causes is important and is great. But in network marketing and also with businesses in general, it is also a promotional tool to position Monat better, because you can claim, just like this post, we are so amazing, gratitude is truly at the center of Monat, when in reality it is not. It's about recruitment and selling shampoo, but recruitment is the essential part. It is a way to position Monat better, the company, network marketing, and it's also a tax write-off. Let's not forget this. Lots of MLMs do this. Lots of companies do this, that they're involved in charity, and they use that, number one, as a tax write-off, but also to position themselves better and in a more positive light, which is a complete clash if you really think about it. At least that's my opinion when it comes to network marketing companies, because when you run a network marketing company, when you run an MLM where most people lose money, in Monat, according to their latest income disclosure statement, 94% of the people are at the lowest rank, and they make $19 median annual gross earnings, then most people in Monat lose money. Monat does not pay its market partners across the board, and Monat pays them less and less. Most do a lot of work for very little, but Monat gives $2 million to charity within a year to make a bad business model look better, in my opinion. And Monat is not the only network marketing company. Lots of other companies do that as well. In Germany, for example, one of the horrible network marketing companies, my personal arch nemesis here, for example, is Fitline. They sell supplements, overpriced supplements, and they're truly a cult, in my opinion. And they work together with World Vision to make a crappy business model look better, in my opinion. And I also pointed that out in one of the Fitline videos that I do. The most insulted people when it comes to the content I post on this channel are actually those who react to the German-speaking content, specifically to Fitline. Also Sensi and Ringana, they're the ones who are the most outraged that I dare to critique the companies. And one of the topics was also World Vision, which is a tax write-off for Fitline. And I said in that video, hey, if you care about this charity, maybe just donate the money. That way, 100% of the donation ends up at the charity, and if you trust that they invest the money well and that goes into projects that you support, then I think you can do a lot more good if you just donate the money to a charity you believe in, because in that case you do not need to purchase overpriced products so that a small portion of that product purchase might eventually get donated to a charity, while most of the people in that crappy business model lose money. Now, with the case of Fitline, I cannot prove it because they still, to this very day, although they're so established at the market, they for sure have the numbers, they don't even disclose how much the people make. They don't even have an income disclosure statement, but still, network marketing companies are not a good endeavor if you want to make money, so most people lose money, but then the $2 million, in this case from Monat, gets donated to charity. Here's my thought on this. Maybe pay your market partners so that everybody is able to make somewhat of an income, so that everybody is at least able to make a profit, because that does taint network marketing a lot, and no charitable efforts can just erase that, in my opinion. And like I said, charitable efforts I think are great. If there's a charity you believe in, you start your own charity, you want to donate to causes that you believe in, then just donate to those causes. And don't do that through a network marketing company, because you can do a lot more good and you can also donate a lot of more money if you don't invest that into network marketing. And I do have a feeling that this is Ray Urdaneta's side hustle at this point. Not paid though, to like, share, reshare all of the posts from his market partners, because he needs to show the world that Monat is doing well and they're not struggling at all. 2 million donated through the Monat Foundation. You could have just paid your market partners well. 2 million could have done a lot of good in your own company. Let's leave the crappy Monat business opportunity and Monat delusion, and let's take a look at iGenius and the crappy business opportunity there and the iGenius delusion. Or work ethic, however you want to call it.
If I don't have busy friends, like, what are you on? What are you doing? Why aren't you busy? Why aren't you building a business? Why aren't you preparing to retire by the time we're 30 years old? Why aren't you working on yourself? Why aren't you going to the gym? You can't be around me and play small. Sorry, you just can't. Because we're always going to be working on something. We're either going to be working on our bodies. We're either going to be working on our mind. We're either going to be working on our money. We're going to be working on something because we got goals. We got goals to achieve. We got things to do. You will not be a regular part of my life if that's not the wavelength you're on. If you're trying to waste time, if you're trying to party every weekend, if you don't care about life, if you're just cruising by, enjoy it. But I'm not going to do that with you.
Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Is that motivational or toxic? Toxic hustle, toxic delusion? Because to me, it sounds like toxic hustle. Also, in real business life, some people think keeping themselves busy, looking busy, and sounding busy is the way to go. But downtime is so important. Just because you keep yourself busy, just because your schedule is always full with meetings, just because you always say, I don't have time, I have so much to do, because you have goals to achieve, doesn't mean that you achieve those goals. People sometimes keep themselves artificially busy, and I think that we all believe, we want to believe we're really, really busy and we're really doing a lot, but downtime is so important. Sometimes structuring out your day can be really, really helpful. And in this case, this is an iGenius hun who wants to do a lot of work. She won't accept you in her friend circle if you're not busy yourself. That's lovely. If you don't want to go out on the weekend occasionally, spend downtime with friends, do relaxing things. God forbid you might go to a bar and have a drink at the end of a long day with your friends to chat or get a coffee or get dinner, then that is not a bad thing. But she does it because she has goals to achieve, like retiring in her 30s. What do we think about that? It sounds so nice, but first of all, then don't do network marketing. Don't do iGenius. I think that iGenius is barely getting by at this point, ever since a big team of them left to another network marketing company also involved in financial literacy, B Club. iGenius is not doing well, like most MLMs are not doing well. So let's say you're in your 30s and you want to retire. Let's really do the math there, because that is something they always forget. I'm going to retire when I'm 30. How realistic is that? Because let's take a look how much money she actually needs if she wants to retire at 30. And this is a very, very, very conservative estimate from my end. She lives in Canada, in one of the main cities, a pricey city. I forgot which one it was. I don't think it was Toronto, but she lives in a pricey city. Let's do a very conservative estimate, very conservative from my end. Let's say each and every year you require 40,000 euros to live a good lifestyle, a lifestyle that is fun for you, that is fine for you. You can pay all of your bills. You don't have a lot of extra expenses. You're not a baller. You're not going on luxurious trips all the time. You do not buy luxury goods all the time. You're mindful about the things that you cook. You're mindful about electricity, about heating. 40,000 a year is something, like I said, very, very conservative, that could work out. 40,000 euros a year. If you want to retire in your 30s, let's say you live another 30 years. Plus, you have to hustle, let's also be conservative here, the 5 to 10 years where you really need to make a lot of money if you start network marketing, if you start iGenius in your 20s. If you want to retire when you're 30 and you live for another 30 years, plus you also have to spend money and you have to get through the years when you're working while you're actively pursuing this, then you would have to make 1.2 million euros to retire when you're 30 and you live until you're 60. Plus, you also need to finance your life, the 5 to 10 years, to finance those years as well. Then we're up to 1.6 million if you want to finance your life for 40 years. 30 years retirement plus the 10 years that you actively have to work and grind, in this case in iGenius. For 30 years retirement and 10 active years, 1.2 to 1.6 million. How realistic is that? Now, I would argue that more realistic is that you might need to make around, in certain areas, you need to make around 50 to 60K a year, 50 to 60,000 euros. Let's do 50, just to be more conservative yet again. In that case, for 40 years to finance your life while you're pursuing old age retirement, plus 30 years of retirement, you would have to make 2 million to do so. To spend 50,000. If you spend 60K each year, you would have to make 2.4 million for 40 years, 30 years retirement, plus the 10 years that you're working. But let's be realistic, since most people in network marketing claim they want to live this exaggerated lifestyle, luxury, traveling, designer stuff, smelling good with high-end perfumes, getting your hair done regularly, getting all of the fun stuff, then you will have to spend a lot more money sitting and driving around in fancy cars. Then that is not sufficient. Let's say in that case, if you want to live this luxury lifestyle, you would have to spend 120,000 euros per year, plus the time that you also need to work for 40 years, 30 years retirement, 10 years working. Then in that case, you would have to make 4.8 million over the course of 10 years. How realistic is that? Exactly. And that is why this was a crappy post from somebody who does believe that they want to retire in their 30s. It is highly unrealistic if you really break it down, that you have to make 1.2 million up to 4.8 million just in the examples that I showed you if you really want to retire in your 30s, depending on your spending habits each and every year. So let's not fall for this crap. And then on top of that, you might also have emergency expenses. On top of that, you also need to pay taxes. All of these things are not even calculated in those calculations. I'm glad I'm not a part of her friend circle because I don't want to hustle 24/7 in the belief that I'm able to retire when I'm 30, when realistically I'm not. She won't be able to retire in her 30s, and neither will be most of her friends, because most people in network marketing lose money. iGenius to this very day also doesn't have an income disclosure statement, which I find very telling, but that is the toxic hustle retire when you're 30 post. Let's not do that. Then the last post is from somebody in Enagic, somebody who sells Kangen water filters, water ionizers. It's not just a water filter, and if you believe that, you're wrong. And this is ironic because this is somebody who wants to show that there are 4 simple steps you need to know. Swipe right to see exactly what those are. Reach out if you're sick and tired of starting back at 0 every month. Do your own research, or trust me on this one. I promise you, you won't find another opportunity that comes close. Trust me, I've looked, Comment-free training. This is a network marketer in Enagic, and this person, in my opinion, specifically targets other network marketers because it is getting so much more difficult to recruit people in this day and age. What are the Huns doing? They're reaching out and they're pitching to other network marketers, trying to make them believe that the opportunity they have, although the other person is also, of course, a network marketing professional, the opportunity they have is better than theirs. And I find that highly ironic because it starts with, hey girl. Remember the hey messages? Yes, hey girl. First of all, it's them and me. Them are all of the other network marketers and me is her. That's kind of confusing. Them are the others. Me is her. Still confusing. Yeah. Hey girl, are you interested in earning income online? I've got this health system that is insert 5 minutes worth of voice memos on product benefits and features that I didn't ask for. Now she is the one who gets pitched this opportunity by somebody who's also in network marketing. Awesome. What got you into that? Them. I wanted time and financial freedom. Me, amazing. What's your monthly income goal that will get you to financial freedom? Them. Oh, I don't even know. I haven't thought about that. I'm not good at numbers. Me, let's say your goal was 10K. How many sales would that be in your company? Them, I don't know. A lot. Laughing emoji. Me, how much do you make per sale? Them, depends, around $50 to $100. Me, okay, cool. So that's around 100 to 200 people buying your products to earn 10K each month. Them, oh yeah, I guess so. I never thought of it that way. Let's remember, this is somebody who's selling Kangen water ionizers. Those ionizers are extremely pricey, thousands and thousands of euros, dollars, whatever your currency is. Those are pricey items, so you will be able to make more commission if you sell something that pricey compared to other items. But we all know that it's not about selling products in network marketing, it's about recruitment. And in her example, that's what you got to do if you want to make $10,000 each and every month, 100 to 200 sales. That's what you got to do according to her math. And the person that wanted to pitch her is super surprised. Now, this is just a made-up conversation. I'm aware of that. But that is Huns preying on other Huns by making them believe that their business opportunity is so much better than the one they already have. Me, if I could show you how to do that within 3 to 5 sales, would you be open to learning more? Them, how? By selling Kangen water ionizers? Those are not products you will purchase over and over again. So those sales are very likely a once in a lifetime deal, and that's it. That person will not buy from you anymore. How are you able to profit off of that person? By recruiting them. And if they're able to sell a product, then you're also able to benefit off of them, and they're able to contribute to your team's efforts as well. How realistic is it that each and every month you're able to sell 3 to 5 water filters worth thousands of euros, dollars? How realistic is that you're able to sell these? In this economy, network marketing companies struggling more and more people are leaving network marketing companies. Sales is down, recruitment is down, and you still need to make 3 to 5 sales. Now that of course sounds a lot better than the estimate of 100 to 200, but if you're able to sell a face cream, I think it is more easy to do that. It's also something that people will repurchase rather than an ionizer. You still need to be able to make 3 to 5 sales, which in my opinion is highly unlikely if you have to sell water filters that are so pricey. I have a lot of convos like this. There is nothing wrong with low ticket. High ticket is simply a different vehicle. Stop it with the vehicles. And people will know straight away what makes sense for their goals. If people want to make a side hustle for extra dollar, then yeah, do low ticket. I did. If you're in a position to invest in your long-term wealth, create generational income, and tap into life-changing income to support your bigger dream, travel the world and be your own boss, then you want to look at a high ticket. This is somebody shaming people who are selling products that are not worth thousands and thousands, because low ticket is not bad, but I'm high ticket. I mean, I don't mind if Huns prey on other Huns when they're preying within network marketing and they're leaving outsiders alone. But this is still very dismissive. Cute, you're able to sell a face cream or a lipstick. Well, I do a lot more. That's why I'm high ticket and high value. Oh, and by the way, no D-ranking. There are 4 steps to this. Let me guess. Join Enagic, try to sell the filters, join my team, and also listen to my sales classes because I'm also now a coach, because my Enagic business, which is totally not my business, is not contributing enough to my income. That's why I also need to be a network marketing coach. That's exactly what this is here. Because yes, this person also now sells coaching classes. She occasionally opens her team calls, her Zoom calls to outsiders who are not a part of her team. They don't have to be a part of Enagic, but they need to pay her to be able to listen to her wisdom. That tells me probably not doing that well if it's sufficient for you to make a lot of money by just selling a couple of products, a handful of water ionizers each and every month. Figure out your dream life. What is it that you do? Where do you live? What do your days look like? Literally calculate what your dream life is. Don't play small here, important. Dream big, then times that by 10. Step 2, figure out the monthly income that you need to support that vision. What's that number? Have a look at your current way of income earning and figure out what it would take to achieve that. If you're realizing your current vehicle to financial freedom can sustain that vision, then DM me for the game plan. What will that game plan look like? Purchase my classes and join my downline. Network marketers are that desperate in 2025. Half of the year is over at this point, that they now need to have posts specifically aiming at other network marketers, because it is getting more and more difficult to recruit people and to sell to people this opportunity outside of network marketing. And that's why now they're focusing on other network marketers. And now we're back full circle to the very first post. There is market saturation. Otherwise, the Huns wouldn't be hunting in other network marketing companies. They would still try to reach out to new prospects that have never been connected to network marketing before. There is market saturation, and I'm all here for it. 2025 will hopefully be the year when more network marketing companies have to shut down. I would appreciate that, and I'm fully here to support that, also with these videos. Let me know your thoughts about these posts. I'd be interested to know. A big thank you and a shout out to the channel members. I appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. Hello and welcome if you're a new subscriber. There has been some slow but steady growth to this channel. I do hope that you enjoy these videos and that you will return occasionally to see new videos, because if you subscribe, you won't miss out on any of these videos. And if you're a long-time subscriber, I appreciate your support as well. Thank you for coming back so regularly, for engaging in the comment section, and for appreciating this type of content. I really appreciate that as well. Although at the moment I'm chilling on a vacation, a very well-deserved vacation though. I hope that you're also able to take a vacation soon, or to take some time off, or that you have a relaxing weekend or a relaxing bank holiday, or a calm and quiet evening. That's what I'm aiming at the moment. Calm, slow, not doing a lot. That's currently the mode I'm in. And fingers crossed that June will be better, that the summer will be better, that the end of the year will be better, and we will see what the next year will bring. Right now, I'm in calm mode, and I hope that I can preserve that as long as possible after the vacation. If you liked this video, then please subscribe. That way you will not miss out on other anti-MLM content. And if you liked this specific video, anti-MLM Top Fails, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!